What's up, everybody, and welcome to my TNA IMPACT Wrestling review. New York City again, big show tonight, as I'm not going to get to it, but it happens, they say, hashtag, as they start to show the parental guidance thing for some reason. I think I know why. And pretty much talking to Bully Ray, Tommy Dreamer, and Devon about what's going to happen tonight. So we're going to tear the house down. Devon said testify as they kicked off the show with a Monsters Ball match with Abyss and Bram. Kind of brutal, really. I didn't think thumbtacks would really cut you like that to bleed. Pretty much Bram was bleeding over his back and Abyss bleeding all over his arm. Which was pretty much a good Monsters Ball, and with Bram hitting Abyss with Janice. Which something looks weird sometimes when it does that, but they gotta get Abyss on TV more. They don't do enough with Abyss at this point sometimes. They need to figure out something for Abyss. It was a good Monsters Ball match though in the New York City crowd, crazy chanting, holy shit, this is awesome, and ECW and stuff. MVP King and Lashley came out talking about Bobby Lashley's the world champion. MVP pretty much said all the people he beat. People starting to chant Warring Men, and then pretty much we're taking charge as long as we hold this title. And Bobby Roode came out talking about MVP. I suspended him and talking about when he's the director of operations and wanting to book himself just to win the match for the title, but until his knee blew out then. And pretty much Roode said, you faced everybody on this roster except me. And he wanted to challenge him. Pretty much Kenny King attacked him and MVP started beating him up. It was until Austin Aries and Eric Young made the save and threw him out of the ring, and pretty much said, you guys go play by yourself, we're going to the party, he says. So Lashley left all of them there then. Gunner, Anderson, and Sam Shaw were talking in the back. And pretty much Anderson trusts Sam Shaw. Gunner kept having to give him chances. They had to go against the Bromans up next. Pretty much the match ended up with the Bromans were going to roll up over Anderson. Shaw was being held, but Anderson didn't trust him, and pretty much they lost the match and pretty much argued in the back. So it was pretty much getting to the thing where Sam Shaw, well, pretty much Mr. Anderson doesn't trust Sam Shaw, and what are they going to do about it? We don't really know what's going to happen. EC3 was talking about his team in the back, pretty much the last ECW. It wasn't my fault, Gene Snitsky, and I'm sorry, there's a bug right there, let me kill. And Rhino, the original ECW, they said, as pretty much EC3, Ryclon, or Ezekiel Jackson, or I'm sorry, hold on.
I just like to hear you say Jody Doody. That was Howdy Doody's what? Dirty.
Sorry, people had to kill that bug. As I was saying, Ryclon, Rhino, EC3, and Gene Snitsky went against Team 3D, Tommy Dreamer, and a secret partner, which was some crazy hardcore elements in that match, since it was a no holds whatever hardcore match, and Dixie Carter was in the balcony with King Mo. And pretty much Al Snow was the last guy. Everybody started holding up their heads and saying hit. And Al Snow's a great shit. They should really get Al Snow back on the roster. Al Snow's still raw. He's still good. I know he works as just like what, as an agent in the back, but Al Snow can still work. And pretty much Team 3D won it with a 3D on Rhino winning the match. So that happened. Whatever, Team Bully Ray versus Team EC3 pretty much ended with the 3D. Pretty much EC3 was bleeding all over the place though, so it was a good match. Crazy hardcore shit, and pretty much Bully Ray got on the mic saying, I told people you were going around down through that table tonight. All the New York people, he said, were there. So, and he says your hired guns are down. So what are you gonna do now? And King, and she pretty much says King Mo's gonna knock you out. The beautiful people came out talking about Terrence Terrell and Gail Kim. Why doesn't anybody care about him? So why did they have to? So I want my rematch. Terrence Terrell came out. So I didn't take your rematch. I earned mine. And then Julian Lewis, I've accomplished more in this company than you ever could. Until Gail Kim came out saying that Kurt Angle told her that next week fatal 4-way for the Knockouts title, and pretty much like she's trying to break the beautiful people up then, and so it's gonna be a fatal 4-way next week for the title. For some reason she wanted that, and even though it's against her odds. it's against the odds for her winning. But pretty much the beautiful people attacked her, and Gail Kim and Velvet Sky pretty much tied them, threw them out the ring. Then Storm was on Sonata in the back, telling the ballet, you don't work for great movie, you work for me. And pretty much as James Storm came out saying the original TNA legend, and saying pretty much brought out Sonata's X Division titles on the line. Sonata versus Samoa Joe versus Low-Key for the title. Oh, and by the way, the next words of that clue are H and a K. Whoever this person with the Bane mask is, I don't know, but we'll find out. Pretty much then triple threat for the title. Pretty much went nuts with Samoa Joe out there. Pretty much a good X Division title match. Samoa Joe won with the what was the rear naked choke. Yeah, pretty much the rear naked choke and made Sonata tap out and won the match. Then pretty much becoming the new X Division champion. So maybe the X Division will go somewhere now since Samoa Joe has the title. It's about time Joe earned some gold around here lately. And trust me, they really need to rebuild the X Division a little. It needs to get back up there like it used to be. So hopefully that works. Dixie Carter came out then with pretty much her team as she was pissed. And she got tired of Bully Ray and she fired Ryclon and Gene Simpson saying, you two suck. And pretty much told everybody to get the hell out of the building, get out, and so get your shit and get out of the building. As Ray Devon and Dreamer came out then, and Rosie Henry said, you're going through this table, and she said she wasn't. Pretty much King Mo took the first punch at Tommy Dreamer then. Dreamer said, like, you're the worst thing happened in this wrestling business and you gotta go. And pretty much they all brawled in the ring. And then they were about to get Dixie Carter, unless she's about to get 3D, but Rockstar Spud saved her from going through the table. But then the entire TNA roster came out there from behind, took down Spud, surrounded the ring, and they pretty much put Dixie on top of pretty much they had a Bully Ray power bomb. Mostly it was Bully Ray going through the table, but Dixie looked like she only probably just hit her head a little, probably on the mat, and went through it, which they got the moment they wanted. Everybody went nuts. Everybody went ape shit crazy, chanting TNA. And all we were was a hot moment. Where do we go on from here now? Since she's gone through the table, what's next for TNA? Since she's went through the table now, and what's gonna happen? And it was a really good segment. I'll say that to end off the show. But what's gonna happen now? Even though the only thing to really worry about TNA right now is just getting these damn TV deals back. That's the main thing. If they can get a TV deal, I was reading an interview there with Dixie Carter. She did say going to that table it hurt like hell, but she wasn't really injured, I guess, and they need her to hurry and get this damn contract done, or TNA's not gonna be on TV anymore. And they kind of they really need it. And they're back in New York, I know that, but TNA is just going through too much shit right now. And I'm glad to hear about next week for the show. Still in New York, the Hardys versus the Dudleys. I haven't seen that in so long, so it's going to be fun to see that. I can't wait to see that. The Hardys versus the Dudleys. So that's going to be nuts. But, pretty much a crazy episode of TNA IMPACT Wrestling. Dixie finally went through the table. I wish they would have never spoiled it last week and just let us all be surprised instead of like playing like it happens and show the clips of her going through the table, which I found kind of weird because it kind of beats the moment a little in suspense. But it was still crazy, and I bet everybody went nuts for it, so it was still good. I just wish they wouldn't have spoiled it, though, but it was a crazy-ass moment. So, pretty much, make sure you check out this episode of TNA IMPACT Wrestling. So, I'm out of here. Once again, it's me, HWD, coming to news and reviews, and over here today, and now we're done with this review of TNA. Could be getting Del Rio since he got released. I don't know. We'll see what happens. See you later. Peace.